Alright, it's May 18th and I am in Nashville, Tennessee, living fat on the hog thanks to Focus Features. You can see all that down there yet.
Then gearing up for a very exciting day tomorrow at Fort Campbell. And so I just want to say thank you for being here, and also wanted to intro USO CEO Mike Remington.
Yeah.
Kind of cool that this is about something that happened more than 80 years ago, and USO was founded in 1941 at the beginning of the world. And today, 260 locations around the world, one of which we'll see tomorrow, Fort Campbell, our second largest USO. Really thrilled that you all could be with us tomorrow, get to see some really cool stuff and experience the life of our service members at Fort Campbell. So thank you and Focus Features for this. I am super psyched for this. Where we'll be today for the space shuttle, back when the space shuttle was in operation. So it's an amazing, amazing place. A very storied history. Of course, I'm looking at my gunkulator here. Oh, it is on the border of Tennessee and Kentucky. We just passed into Kentucky. The post actually has half of the installation on the Kentucky side of the border and the other half on the Tennessee side of the border. So depending upon who you want to pay taxes to, you can live in either Clarksville, Oak Grove, or Hopkinsville, or what we call Hoptown. Hopkinsville's a pretty dead place. Troops don't go there to party. Most of them party in Nashville. And that road we just took is a really dangerous place for getting back to post on a Friday night. Fort Campbell, who was a Tennessee governor and Mexican-American War veteran. And the installation has 105,000 acres and a really incredible training area, live fire training areas, etc. It is also famous for its air assault school, which we'll go to today. Hopefully some of you will jump off the 100-foot tower attached by a rope. I went through air assault school in 1996 as a 36-year-old, and it was very difficult. I was the oldest person in my class, and I only had to recycle 2 times.
I feel like if you live in San Diego, it's like you're like, I could go to LA, but I'm already in San Diego. You're already in the best. They have the same dog. I love San Diego. My brother's best friend lives there, and they're always inviting his friends. And like,
Because if he already has a base pass, whatever the that's a big parts of the business.
so are we on this?
It's better. Yes. Oh, Jed. Yeah. I do actually now. Jed
Get to the chopper.
Hold on. Let's just. Oh, okay. That would. You may not be able to Everyone wanted to call me when I was giving. Yeah. Everyone wanted to call me when I was giving this bus driver directions, and he's looking at my phone. Always calling me.
Class Johnson. I am the kennel master here for Fort Campbell. All right, a little bit about myself. I have 12 years experience in the military working dog program. The Army is unique in the military working dog program in that we are the only branch of the DoD that takes soldiers or service members from private all the way to Sergeant Major, and we make it our own true MOS program. The rest of them would what we call Ascensions program, so you start out in their version of the military police. After a certain number of years, you can be a dog handler, but that's not guaranteed through your career, and as you PCS or change positions, you could potentially be moved out of the kennel. So in the Army, we come in as military working dog handlers on our contracts, and like Private Elliott or some of our other privates here, from that until they either decide to exit the Army or retire from the Army, they will be a dog handler the entire time. I was one of the first classes to come through. The MOS was only created in October of 2014, so we are a young MOS as far as the Army goes. Behind you, floating around, I do have my battalion command team. It looks like they might have to be headed out though. So the first thing that we're going to do here, he's already kind of got it going on. Private Elliot is one of our handlers. We just PCS'd in from Hawaii. He's demonstrating basic obedience with his military working dog. So this is one of the foundational tasks that we do with the dog. We do it every single day. And it's demonstrating both the rapport or the relationship between the handler and the dog, and also the basic control of the dog. So will the dog at a fundamental level listen to the commands of the handler? Do they get interaction from the handler? Are they having a good time? Are they playing? And is the dog controllable? All of this is taught initially at Lackland, but it is a daily maintenance task. So every single day we have to bring the dogs out and we have to practice to ensure that the dog is still proficient at the tasks, that the dog still understands what we're asking from them, and that it's also exercise for them. They're getting out, they're getting moving, they're getting out. Private Elliot is actually part of a unique program. It's new within the Army as part of our military working dog holistic health and fitness program. So they've created what they call the PAW initiative, or it's a partner initiative between the handler and the dog. So previously all dogs were assigned to the installation as equipment. So when a handler PCS to a new duty station or change station, the dog would stay at that station and be assigned a new handler. The DoD and the Army specifically has decided that we think a better model is to let that dog go with the handler. They've spent 2 to 3 years working together, getting to know each other. So rather than breaking up that relationship and all of that skill and proficiency they built together, they PCS them together and let them continue to build that relationship throughout their career. So although Private Elliot has only been with us for a few months, he's been with MWD Max for about 3 years. Right now he's demonstrating a little bit more of that control just in the basic obedience, a center heel. Again, it's the relationship with the dog, and you can see the dog's getting a little excited, his tail's wagging, he's having fun with it too. The handler's varying it up, he's not doing the same thing every time, and so the dog is getting enrichment out of it. I like to say that it's unique with military working dogs, additionally that they're the only draftees still in the vehicle. So they don't get an option. We select them when they're puppies based on their natural working breeds, and then they work their entire most of their working life will be in some branch of the military. Some cool things about it. So when the dogs reach the end of their service life, either medically they can't keep up anymore, they're just showing signs of age, and they're not the product that we need anymore. All of our working dogs go through an evaluation at the end of their service career to make sure that they're suitable for adoption. Once they have been determined suitable for adoption, every single military working dog is required to be adopted out. So unless there is some significant safety concern with adopting the dog out, every single one of them will be adopted. Preference always goes to their former handlers first as well. So their handler, if they want to take them home, will have the first opportunity to take them home. If the dog has had multiple handlers, then it's between those handlers and the unit commander to determine who the dog goes to. After that, if the dog has some working capabilities left, we can do law enforcement transfers. So if the dog can't bite anymore, but he still can find explosives or drugs, we can transfer them. And then finally, anyone can adopt.
Dog breed and the breeds that you guys use for the different roles.
So all of our dogs are what we call dual trained. So they're all patrol dogs trained in biting and finding people, hiding, and then either trained in detection of drugs or explosives. So with that, because the dogs are trained to bite, we naturally select those working lines like your German Shepherds, your Belgian Malinois, occasionally a Dutch Shepherd or something like that, but we're less concerned about the true bloodline of the dog more than the working line of the dog. So when we go to breeders and evaluate the dogs, we're looking for dogs that naturally already want to work. They have that drive and that desire to go chase after a toy, to go work for a handler, and then once we've found dogs that have that, we mold that into what we need. So we get mutts, we call them Champenois. Some they'll say German Shepherd, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a Belgian Malinois. But as long as the dog has a good working temperament and will do what we ask it for and is motivated to work for the reward, we're not stuck to one breed specifically. But we see anything else. But the history of dogs goes all the way back. Dogs have been with man since the beginning of time, with war. During World War II in Korea, we had dogs. The program was a lot different then, so they actually would take in, you could donate your dog to the Army, and they would take that dog and train it for whatever they needed it for and use that dog. Our specialty really got large really when we got into the GWAT era, where explosive detection subsurface became a problem. Back in 2001, the demand signal became so great that we couldn't support it with the current structure that we had. So we were also an Ascensions MOS. You started out as a military policeman. You could go over to the dog handler side, do your time over there, and then you may go back to being a military policeman. We weren't retaining our talent because they kept everyone that was good would get taken back to the military police side, or there was such a turnover. Like my team leaders and squad leaders when I came in the Army had 8-9 deployments because they would come back, drop leash, pick up a new dog, and they would be gone in less than 3 months on their next deployment. So because of all of that, there was a white paper done up to the Chief of Staff of the Army that said, we need something different for the DoD Military Working Dog Program, and specifically for the Army, so that we can retain our talent, so that we can specialize in what we do, and so that we can provide a better asset to the Army for what they need. So that went through a bunch of staffing, resourcing, and October 31st of 2014, the MOS was created as 31 Kilo Military Working Dog Handler. And that's where I talked about earlier, like our own program from private all the way to Sergeant Major. So I will stay in this program until I retire. Like my talent gets retained. I get to continue to go to each kennels, to each installation, train the handlers, train the dogs. And even if I'm a superior top performer in my battalion, I still get to stay in the kennels and keep that talent within our own specialty. I like to say that we are the experts when it comes to military working dog handling in the Army. Because everywhere else in the Army, the Rangers, the Green Berets, they have dogs, but they are Rangers and Green Berets with a dog. That dog is an additional piece of equipment to them, and their primary job is being a Ranger or a Green Beret. We are the only MOS or specialty in the Army where our job is that dog. That's it. We do other things with the dog, but at the baseline fundamental level, everything revolves around the dog for us. And that certification event, the training program, what our dogs and handlers are capable of. If you guys have more questions, I'm more than willing to sit here and talk all day about dogs. Or if there's anything else you guys would like to see.
Can we meet the dogs?
So we can walk around the exterior. The dogs are going to be in the runs. Get excited when they're strangers, so they're going to be running and jumping and barking while you guys go by. But if that's something we want to do, we can do that. If we have questions, though, I'd like to do those here first, and then we can do that kind of on our way out.
Kind of a dumb question probably, but as much time as you spend around dogs, what can you give us lay people with pets? What do we do wrong, you think?
Consistency and accountability.
Okay.
So dog training is all about consistency and accountability. So if you want your dog to do something, one, you have to hold him accountable to what you want. So if I tell you sit and you don't sit, I don't give you a treat. You have to sit. And then consistency. Every time I tell you sit, you have to sit. If mom comes in, mom tells you sit unless you get away with it, and that's not consistent for the dog. The dogs are gamblers. If they think they can get away with something, they want the fastest way to what they want with the least amount of work. So if you show them that they have the opportunity to cheat and get what they want, they will. And it's why they're selected the way they are. That's natural selection. Like if I'm a dog and I've got a rabbit right here and a rabbit running out there, I'm going to go for the rabbit right here every time. So if you're consistent with the dog and you show them what you want and hold them accountable to it, they will do it. But it takes a lot of repetitions for a dog, and it's a perishable skill. This is why we train with them every day. So if I told you this week you have to do this, and then I come back a month later and ask you to do it, you may be like, oh, well, I don't really remember that. And then YouTube's your best friend. There are a million different ways to train a dog. There are about 1.5 million YouTube videos on everyone's brand of the right way to do it. But trial and error. Just try something with your dog. If it's working, great. If it's not, let's try something different.
Thank you.
I know you said they can detect like explosives and drugs. Can they? What about like just regular guns?
So there are components. So the analogy we use, we like to call it the hamburger analogy. So when you walk through McDonald's, you smell a hamburger, you smell like a hamburger. A dog's detection capability is almost 1,000 times more powerful than ours. So when they smell that, they don't just smell the hamburger. They can tell the difference between the bread, the lettuce, the mustard, the patty, the cheese. So if there are components with that gun that are similar, we train them on smokeless powder. So they could potentially locate on that gun either because gunshot residue, If it's been there a long time, sometimes some of that scent can leak out of the actual bullets themselves. But a dog, once you've taught a dog how to find something, it's very easy to teach them how to find something else. Because once they understand, use my nose, find something, I get my toy, then you just have to show them what the new thing they need to find is and that they get the toy for. To them, they don't realize they're looking for drugs or explosives. It's a game. They're like, all right, I go around till I find this smell. When I find this smell, I get my toy. So I'm going to try to get to that smell as fast as I can. Other questions? You guys just want to see the box. All right, we'll walk this way. All of that's offices where we do paperwork, that kind of stuff, and then this is the kennel facility here. So each dog has their own individual run. It's both outdoor and indoor, so they can be exposed to the farms out here, and then they have their own We're authorized 18 military working dogs in Fort Campbell. So currently we're transitioning them. They had, for the past 20 years or so, been on Hill Science Diet, and we're working on transitioning them to Purina program now. So that's a little bit more tailored based on their activity levels. So some dogs, if the handler is out of school or something else, are less active. So we can reduce their diet so that they're not gaining a ton of weight while they're not working as much as they would be if the handler was here with them every single day. But that's basically it. An adoption reality checklist so you understand. As far as like employment of the dog? Yeah. So there were handlers, not my handlers, but there were those who were handlers at the assassination Trump. Wow, it's a hard thing. The assassination attempts on Trump both up in Pennsylvania and down at Mar-a-Lago. We have a number of dogs that are still forward in combat environments, but retrograded out of countries where there were kind of events going on. And we have still a continuing rotation of handlers coming in and out to support those missions. And then the law enforcement mission and solutions is 24/7. You never know what you're going to experience, everything from mentally disturbed individuals that are going to come up and say they have a bomb in the vehicle, to someone calling in a bomb threat in a building, to suspicious vehicle. So it wasn't, you know, it hurts your heart, but at the same time, they went to somewhere where someone cared about it.
Yeah.
I would say the hardest part about this job is having to drop leash with the dog and move either to another dog or to another base for the dog.
How quick after they retire do you have to pick up another leash?
It depends on availability of handlers and dogs, so it can vary. I've been to some bases where we have two.
Happens with every dog.
Hi, bud. Karate, huh? Hi.
I call all dogs puppies.
They are, they're just babies.
Yeah, he's 3.
Oh, they're just a baby, so sweet.
Just got out of the puppy phase.
You're so cute.
Because sometimes some of the dogs are much.
Sorry? Oh, he was bad. Yeah. Yeah, so we PCS from Hawaii, and I took him to the beach pretty often, so he's a pretty big fan of the ocean.
So whenever they get adopted out and retire, that's when they'll stay.
So most of those are still postal.
Okay.
Stuff like that, but let me get your contact info and I can reach out because we've highlighted some rangers at the lower levels basically.
Okay.
But I don't think we ever had dip PAO.
Okay. We would be, we'll talk.
It's like we're missing out on this.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of opportunities here.
I've been with them for going on 3 years.
Brigade obviously is fly all the ground soldiers exercise. It's because of our pilots, our crew chiefs, and our maintainers that any of that can happen. So I'll be out here. If you have any questions or need any contact information, please come see me. I'll be around for the duration of your tour here. But who I'll pass you on to is our brigade commander, Colonel Partridge, our brigade sergeant major, Sergeant Major Vince.
Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, on behalf of Fort Campbell, welcome. We're glad to have you. You already had some fun this morning, maybe playing with some dogs.
Yeah.
All right, okay, cool. Well, we're going to show you some cool machines out here, hopefully this afternoon. This is our Major Men's, Tyler Partridge, the brigade commander here. So the 101st Combat Aviation Brigade is the largest aviation brigade in the Army. We've got 141 aircraft assigned to us right now. 48 Chinooks. We're on the way to build out there. We're sitting at 46 right now. We got 2 more that are coming in Alaska here shortly. 48 Blackhawks, 24 Apaches, and 8 Gray Eagles, the UAS aircraft. And today we're going to spend a little time. They say I'm biased, but I swear I'm not. But I'm a Chinook pilot and a little bird guy. We're going to spend a little time with the Chinook out here today. It's one of the most unique helicopters we've got. It's a unique design, different than what you'll see on your average helicopter. And so we hope to share a little bit with you. We got one of our platooniers and one of our flight engineers out here to help answer any questions and kind of walk and talk you through there. But you can climb on it, jump in the cockpit, touch, ask whatever you want to ask about there. We'll walk you all the way through there. So, but yeah, welcome to Hangar 9 at Campbell Army Airfield, the home of the pachyderms, which is the company mascot and logo. But we'll walk you on through here. But my name's Tyler. This is Tony. It's easy. T&T. Hit us up, and we're here to escort you through hopefully a good tour of the cab's operational area.
Thank you.
We'll walk and talk and head on through. It's a little warmer today than we anticipated. It got really big on us on Saturday. So.
There's lots of blanks on boards right now.
It's Hangar 9, one of our many hangars we got out here. This is where all our crew dogs and maintainers will turn wrenches on the aircraft. Aircraft are newer in the hangars, but some of all the work on the maintenance side gets done as far as turning the wrenches, fixing them, flying. We've got a couple different aircraft and different phase activities. The phase is maintenance, like scheduled maintenance. We bring them in on a regular basis, pull them all apart, inspect everything, put it all back together again. That's what's kind of going on right now. And we'll walk outside. We've got one of our aircraft set up out here for everybody to climb on and take a board.
What's the fuel burn on one of these girls?
Depends. Everything depends on how much you got on there. But I would say a good average is about 2,400 to 2,800 pounds an hour with a decent load on board the aircraft.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's got good question.
What's useful load?
Useful max gross weight on these is 50,000 pounds. Sometimes we can go up to 54 with a letter from an engineer. 26,000 pounds is your max sling load from the cargo hooks. That's the cool thing about the Chinook.
How many BTUs we got coming out of the heaters? Or the money to noise converters?
The money to noise converters, your 714 Alpha engines, they make about just shy of 5,000 shaft horsepower each, so about 10,000 you put them all together.
2 of them on there?
Two of them, one on each side. And so, again, most helicopters have a tail rotor, and that's where we'll start off here. So if I got a love for the Chinook, it's because most helicopters have a tail rotor, and that means that tail rotor is there to provide counter torque for the main rotor system. That's aircraft control. And the design element of a tandem here, you've got 2 identical rotor systems, the front and the rear. And one of the coolest things about the Chinook is there's no counter torque required. So all of the power produced by the engines primarily goes to lift. Aircraft control it's a really incredible design when it comes to aerodynamic engineering. This aircraft was first designed Boeing Vertol back in the 50s. Came into service in the Army in 1962. It largely stayed very, very in the same layout with regards to the flight controls, rotor systems, basically better engines and better transmissions year after year since 1962, all the way from the Alpha model, which is the first one. What you see in front of you is the Fox model we've got out here today. But the tandem rotor design makes sure that all the power the engines produce goes towards lift, which is why high, hot, heavy, when you think Afghanistan, big loads or high altitudes, this is the workhorse of the Army when it comes to getting up there and getting it done.
And then for your anti-torque pedals, because with a tail rotor,
they're not even anti-torque pedals in a tandem rotor helicopter.
Yeah.
They're just pedals, and rather than a collective, most helicopters have a collective, which is the power.
Have a collective?
It's got a thrust control lever. Different. So, similar concept.
Is it still set up the same way?
Yeah. If I would introduce you to a couple folks out here from left to right, if you would.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Mikey, platoon leader here.
Yep.
All right. Sergeant Duperry, platoon sergeant. Yes, sir. And we got Specialist Harris, who's a flight engineer. Okay. And team, these are some friends of ours. They're coming here to learn a little bit about what we get to do every day, which is a fantastic pleasure to go wrench on, fly, and employ these things in support of the ground force. So we'll just break up here and get into 4 groups and walk them all around. Absolutely. All right. I'll go on the inside first to the cockpit. So if you guys want to break up into 4 little groups, we'll just break off in these here and we'll walk our way through. Okay. You want to take outside left, inside back, outside right, and I'll take the cockpit.
Follow this gentleman.
Okay.
We'll head over here. Anybody ever been on a helicopter before?
No.
I'm not that cool.
No, unfortunately, we don't have approval
I
to
don't
go
wanna
take
go.
everybody up. You don't want to go? If you're going to go, this is the one to go on, all
I
right?
mean, that's true.
She's a Cadillac. There's no doubt about it.
There's a Cadillac at Choppers.
Yeah, when it comes to, I describe this thing always as like a late 60s, early 70s muscle car.
Oh, okay,
It's been
okay.
fixed since 1916. All we've done is put bigger and better engines and transmissions.
Yeah.
You can hear her from afar. Is that what that means?
You can hear it from a long ways away. Yeah,
There's a lot of
absolutely.
them in
What kind of
Cuba.
operations do you use these for?
All right, so based on the design, it's primarily to move beans, bullets, ammo as quickly as possible. The cargo hooks is a lot of what the design was about, but as you can see in here, we can fit like 31 troops on these seats here. I will tell you, when people ask how many people can you fit on here, I will say again, it depends on how big the people are, how much gas I've got in my tanks outside, because if I don't have gas, then I can take more weight with people inside. But rarely is it that I can put enough stuff in here that I go over the gross weight of the aircraft. So I can't lift it, let's put it that way. When it comes to people, I've had during humanitarian operations upwards of 50 and 60 people on board the aircraft.
Wow.
Does it do like any environment, like desert,
Yes.
jungle, whatever?
We train in all environments, I would say desert, urban, jungle, mountainous, you name it. A lot of our folks have a lot of experience, obviously overseas, Middle East, Global War on Terror, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, things like that. It does very, very well over there. But it's kind of like, I would say it's the workhorse. If you need it to move something heavy, long distance, this is the aircraft that's probably going to be absolutely
Got it.
So a Humvee will fit in here. We take the seats will come out. They can be reconfigured. You see, they're made for a quick release. These pop off real quick. Our crew chiefs can swap them out quickly. You can reconfigure from personnel. There's litter systems. You can put litters in here for a mass casualty event. You can drive Humvee on and off here. Humvee with a trailer will actually fit. 2 of our smaller vehicles will fit nose to tail. The cargo hooks right there through the hole in the middle. But yeah, mission sets mainly lifting heavy things and moving them as quickly as we can.
Do you assign crew chiefs to a plane, or do they just hop around?
No, that's a great question. We try to provide ownership. You'll see almost every aircraft out here has a name on the back of it.
Okay,
on
yeah.
there. And we found that from an operational readiness standpoint, if you give a crew chief or a flight engineer, I will say we don't have enough crew chiefs, flight engineers to give them all their own personal aircraft. They usually have 1.5 or 2 that they're responsible for. But a little bit of ownership, pride and ownership goes a long ways into having folks are happy to keep it clean, happy to make sure it's maintained.
Yeah.
They take a little extra better care of it if there's a little bit of ownership. So we try to make sure every aircraft obviously goes down through property from company commander, platoon leader, platoon sergeant. But yes, flight engineer, try to have one flight engineer for every aircraft. Obviously.
What's a lifespan typically on a helicopter? Like I come from like fuel or tankers. I was a crew chief on a tanker.
Okay.
And they just retired the DC-10s, the KC-10s, and I was just curious, like how long do these? What's a lifespan?
I will say when I was in Korea in the early 2000s, we had aircraft that were still in the inventory as far as the airframe that had been first off the line were in Vietnam, A models that had been rebadged. So I think there's still some of those in the inventory now. So this aircraft in particular has, I would say, 40 plus years confidently on a lifespan there. Hours wise, we've got some brand new builds, like one of the ones we walked past in there has I think less than 1,000 hours on it. Most of these out here are sitting total time somewhere between 6,000 and 12,000 hours.
Oh wow, okay.
But yeah, we've got a really big fleet with right now 44 on our way to 48 of these.
Have you been on a brand new one before?
I won't say a brand new one, like not right out of the show. You're good, bro. You better do this, son, man.
Here, give me your camera. Yeah. Wait, I don't know if let me try. Okay, yeah, give me whichever. I can't promise you that I'll
Take a picture of you with my phone. Oh, that's so bad. You do better pictures than me everywhere else we go. I'm really try.
Who am I looking at? Wait, how do you even... I'll do both.
I'm gonna.
You want to see our front of the boats out there? It's pretty cool.
The elephant. So the full story, I don't know if I can give you like the 100% story, but the myth.
Yeah, so
the myth. So
it's an airborne
the pachyderms, we actually, this is kind of a cool tidbit, just recently had a flight engineer who was an original pachyderm just come visit. He like wants to stop by for a couple of years, super cool. So pachyderms was originally one of the first ever Chinook units that served in Vietnam. So you have the pachyderms, and you had Varsity, and I believe one other company, Playtex, and those were like the first ever Chinooks, and that's where it came from. I don't know, there might be written somewhere that like why they picked the pachyderm. I personally think it's pretty fitting for like, you know, big heavy helicopter. You know, you got the pachyderm, but the legacy lives on, so it's pretty cool to have still pachyderms flying in the Army, and still a couple pachyderm veterans that, you know, still want to be part of it. There's a huge like pachyderm.
That's it's been outside. Agreed. It's been outside. You know, they live outside.
Yeah. They had also, we have like a wooden statue that's been passed down for like years. Yeah.
That part where that's always like, oh,
it's been just passes, like, you know, it's lived on. So.
Black Hawk is low in our long.
Okay, yeah, we do have avionics specific people, we have airframe specific, engine shop specific, and we are.
We can't talk about this way, right?
You won't really see.
Yeah, if you want to get back out.
This is a break. I'm like, this is, you know.
More louder, more intense than the boxing tournament. Now, we're also known in Fort Campbell for our combatives and fight culture, because we're always winning at it. However, you know, due to some planning, we figured Lozano Gym, where the boxing tournament's at, and your lunch is right across the street as well. So we decided to go ahead with that. But when you go in, talking to the coaches, during the ring tournament, as it's happening, you cannot be no more than 4 feet close to the ring. So you can circle the ring, but can't get no more than 4 feet. And just also be mindful to people who are sitting ringside that are trying to watch as well. So if you can, I'm not gonna tell you how to get around the ring, but just kind of like, you know, find a way to just break it up a little bit, get back if you need to. And then during the in between the matches, they have an area where the belts are at and the boxing equipment that is blocked off. But I did check to see if you can get access to kind of go and get pictures of that stuff and B-roll as well, which you can. So just let you know, it's going to be loud, it's going to be intense. The audience brings the energy. So come on in, let's go see our boxing tournament. All right.
close? Yeah, there we go.
Again, thank you guys. I'm Ann. I don't know if I met you guys all yet. I'm the area director here. We look over all of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Sorry, I know I gave you guys that spiel. But this is our world's second largest USO, and we serve military families and service members here. We do a ton of programming. This is a huge facility, and in this facility we have a family room, we have a music room, which I'm super proud of. Jared is one of our photographers here. Jared, where are you? Oh, actually, I just sent him in. But Jared is actually, he's wonderful, and he leads one of our music recording programs where he comes in and teaches service members and their spouses or whoever wants to come in and use the program. He teaches them how to record their own songs and how to use the programming. But the music room is actually open all the time for people to use. They can come in and use the drums, the guitars, and it is used all the time. I can hear it all the time down in my office. I hear drums constantly, which I love because that means it's being used. We also have a wellness center, a gym, and we have gaming consoles that get used all the time. Our facility is all the time being used, which is great. We love that. We love when our service members come in. So I'm gonna get us out of the heat. I can't guarantee it's actually much cooler in there because we have a lot of people in there, but we'll come on in. I'll give you guys a tour and then we'll grab some lunch.
Great. Oh.
And if you want to eat lunch out, the kids can grab a ticket. Come on in, come on in. Lobby, so thanks to Lowe's. Lowe's recently helped us repaint this whole entryway in here. It was a very dark blue and very unwelcoming, so we really are thankful to our local partnership with Lowe's. But we ask everybody to sign in on our iPads, all of our service members. That helps us to kind of keep track of all of the people and the number of service members and spouses that we're serving every day, and that tells us, you know, our demographics of who we're serving and how often they come in. We count unique individuals, so like how many times that specific service member is coming in, and it kind of gives us a well-rounded picture of who we're serving as the USO. Our volunteers are wonderful. We are a small staff of 5 at this facility for the 3 states that we serve, and our volunteers are absolutely key. So if you're ever interested in volunteering for the USO outside of the capacity of what you're doing, we would love it. We absolutely love our volunteers. We can't do what we do without them. And then we're gonna go down this way and you can kind of peek into these rooms. This first room that we have is our quiet room. It's currently dark because a lot of people like to take naps in there and chill. It's like our decompress room. The next room you guys will look in is our music room. That's that room that I'm really proud of. I personally designed it, so I'm very proud of it. And it's beautiful.
It's great.
And then we've got our family room at the end. So please take a look around, enjoy, check out our center. We'd love to have you here.
Oh wow.
If you guys want to.
This is amazing. I'm guessing you're the one that teaches here?
Yeah, so I run recording programs here. So we do certification classes so they can actually use the program, use our studio at their leisure. Also, I do recording sessions once to twice a month for the service members. So as Ann said, they did a big fundraiser And with the fundraiser, we were able to purchase a lot of these things. And so me having a music background, I was able to reach out to my people at Sweetwater Sound and actually help me piece together the studio. And I built some of the stuff of that just because of what I've done in the past, but also some of the things that was recommended. And I came in here, did all wiring, cabling, loading and things like that. And yeah, we all do the program. So yeah, the goal is to have, as she said, drums, guitars, keyboard, full studio, so you can record a song, you can produce a song, we can have a string quartet in here, I can mic up the drums, we can do a full production that you're going to hear on the radio right here. So again, we teach those classes twice a month and then sessions twice a month. So I think we had 2 people this last Saturday, and then I had 2 other people on Thursday that I taught them how to use the system.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Get on the mic. Get on the mic.
How are you?
I'm good. Yourself? Hey, at least come on, girl. Yeah. Let's get
Snack bar room, but this is kind of the hangout space. We have pool tables. Come on in. Pool tables, board games, foosball. This is where they all get free snacks and drinks too. Service members, everything we do here is free for service members and their families. You can come all the way in. Come all the way in, because it's gonna wrap all the way around. Lauren, you want to go? Yeah.
Oh, that's some air conditioning.
This is the spot.
Sure, I'll give the spiel and we'll get a question after that, all right? Hey, so welcome to the Sabalowski Aerosol School, everybody. Happy to have you here. So we offer a wide variety of courses that serve the world's only air assault division, right? And being the world's only air assault division, there are particular capabilities that we need to ensure that our soldiers have, right? So we exist to provide the schools that provide those capabilities. So we see about 10,000 students a year, all right? And I'll go ahead and run you guys through all the courses that we offer. So number one, their namesake, the Air Assault School, right? So it's the basic school that we expect all soldiers in the 101st to be able to attend and eventually pass, all right? So it's just the basics, right? Operating in and around helicopters, air assault operations, the very basics of external load procedures, and then what you all are gonna get to do here in a little bit, rappelling off the wall to eventually rappel out of an aircraft, all right? Moving up to kind of in the same vein, but a little bit more advanced, we have our Pathfinder course, all right? So you go much more into depth into external load operations with the helicopters, as well as setting up pickup zones, helicopter landing zones, and drop zones for aerial resupply operations, and just planning that large scale, many helicopters coming in and dropping off troops in a coordinated manner in a large operation. On from there, so we have a RAP Master course, Rappel Master, which we pair oftentimes with fries and spies. So Rappel Master is essentially that what is needed to safely put people down and rappel. Set it up, do it safely, supervise and conduct on the tower, and then obviously coming out of the aircraft as well. We typically pair that up with our fries and spies course, which you see people fast roping, right? Not using a device to move down the rope, but just grabbing it and sliding down quickly out of an aircraft. As well as, if you guys have seen where they've got the rope they hang below the helicopter, and the helicopter flies away with the guys hanging from the bottom of it, right? That kind of comes naturally from after Rapmaster and our fries and spies course. Kind of stepping away from our organically located courses here, we have the division's pre-ranger course. So anybody that's looking to go to ranger school from the 101st, as well as most recently sapper school, addition for any engineers in the crowd, they'll go to Camp Hinch, which is here on post, not located with us, and they'll go through a pretty rough, pretty comprehensive pre-ranger course to ensure that they're ready to succeed as we send them forward to ranger school or sapper school. And then last but not least, certainly, we have the division's combatives course, right? So hand-to-hand fighting of various types, basic and advanced, as well as some special operations courses that we've begun teaching as well. In World War II, he fought in Korea, and he fought in Vietnam. He was in 2nd Battalion, 502nd Infantry Regiment almost the entire time. Just in 3 stars on his combat infantry.
All right, good morning. My name is Staff Sergeant Harbour. I am Team 3 Senior. We're going to show you guys some of the rappels that the students actually conduct. The first one is going to be the Hollywood. He's going to be dressed just like I am, with a harness and a helmet and rappel gloves. He's going to do one control down all the way to the ground on those ropes. All right, so for a better understanding, watch this demonstration.
Oh my god. I thought we were going down a wall or something. Smash into the wall. Who controls the part going down?
The repeller.
Is that the person that's in it or the person pulling it?
The repeller is the guy that just went down. The guy in the belay is just in case he loses grip, he'll stop him. He can control that descender as well. So if you lose control of those ropes, he'll pull the ropes, cause tension on the carabiner, and it'll stop you.
So under no circumstances we can fall. There'll be somebody to pull it.
Possibly, don't worry. Alright, so the next rappel the students do is called the lock-in. Right? Cross his name tape, and then that rappel master will tell him to get on the ground. For a better understanding, watch this demonstration.
I know, I'm getting nervous.
Sorry.
Get down the ground. All the way straight to the ground. And then the last rappel that we show the students is called the falling drill. It does work, and the guy on the ground will in fact stop you from falling to your death. Good? All right, the falling drill.
Oh, my bad.
No, dude.
Slide your right hand to the small of your back. Got it. Just like that. Perfect. All right, from this position, just like I told you, the break hand. All you want to do is tricep extension. So away from your body. Don't bring it down here. Away from your body, and then flare out that grip. Like that. Lock out. Lock it out. Lock it out. Get it out. Pump it out. Do a tricep extension. Bring it out there. No death grip. You gotta find out. And then slide your hands there. There we go. See how that works out? Lock out your stitch. Alright. Keep that small back. Keep that small back. Alright, take a step onto the foot. And then shimmy your leg or shimmy your leg until your toes are on that leg. So if you shimmy in. Alright, for this position, you're going to squat, jump, and a big tricep extension while maintaining control of body. Okay? Go. Alright. Now you're just going to do that big jump. Alright, right? Bigger the jump. Now do a tricep extension so you can descend again. Keep that break in as small as you're perfect. You're golden. There we go. That's good. If it's me, just walk out. How many more do we have? Nice. And just like sitting down on the chair. What you're going to do is keep your legs lined up and lean back. And with the hips, you see hips. So that's perfect. Keep that left hand on that approach. And then from there, go ahead and start getting on there. Right against the front part. Very last one. Now, squat, jump, and big tricep extension. Here we go. Wow!
What took you so long?
that's going to create this program that you're Make sense? There we go. All right. Keep up with the pen rate. Yeah. There we go. All right. In this position, let's go to out stop. You're going to squat, jump, and big tricep extension in order to descend. Okay? Let's go. Oh, you're good. You're good. Nice. There you go. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you. Yep.
No pressure, Jess, but everybody's looking at you.
Good job.
No, I got down there.
Yeah.
I didn't cry, I didn't scream.
Did better than I did. I didn't even go up there.
So you and Jess, you clearly knew each other before this trip,
No,
right?
we just met.
Really?
Yeah.
How? Because you guys are like
We're just
two
kind of
peas
like,
in a
we're
pod.
both from like California. We're like the same age. Kind of like.
I thought you guys had a podcast together or something when I first
I know,
met you.
that's what I thought. She's my new best friend.
Yeah, you guys just seem to like have that instant friendship thing rolling.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It is kind of cool because there's not a lot of people in my like day-to-day life that like know about like content stuff, influencer stuff, social media stuff. So it's kind of fun. It's like a work trip almost.
Yeah.
For me, right?
Yeah.
So,
And now you guys are both from that LA area?
kind of like we're not from the same area, but we both have like lived and worked sort of in the same areas.
So then you continue to stay connected after this trip?
Yeah, I hope so.
That's fantastic.
I'm thinking about
Whoever's up there, that's it.
time next year.
No more.
I feel like
You're about to switch.
For what?
social media last month.
Oh, wow, okay.
This stuff is really busy. I have my daughter is 3. Like maybe I should just like. I have to say no to a lot of opportunities because I'm like usually at work. Even today, until when the video will come out, I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah. That's weird.
Does roughly
That was
a
like,
Saturday, Sunday.
yeah.
Definitely.
But, you know,
It's what we call the screen feed.
yeah. Get on YouTube.
A mild Have you done things like this before? Oh yeah, you were telling me at the camp.
At church camp.
Yeah, doing like high ropes course kind
but
of thing.
it wasn't this. But you know what? Now that I think about it, the people running that were like college kids. This probably is safer.
It's way safer.
Considering who's like operating it.
Yeah.
So.
You got it, Jess! Let me call her shades. Where did she get those? Are those hers?
Yeah, she had them in her luggage.
Oh, she's been holding out on us.
Yeah.
She said it to me. She's like,
Those are cool.
There you go, Jess! I need to get my phone out and play Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Alright folks, hey, you guys are getting ready to get your brief by our Deputy Commanding General, so we can go ahead and start moving our way.
Oh, I'm not gonna miss this.
Until this Jess gets down. Yeah.
How How messed up would that be? We're all gone when she gets down here.
She turned around like,
yeah, where'd they
How
go?
long was I up there?
What year is it?
When you what?
I kind of like it. Like, not a lot, but it sounds kind of loud.
Look at this girl. They got you. Jess, they got you.
You're doing great, Jess!
Good job, Mayfield. Oh, your shoulders? Oh, that would be good.
Oh no, they're trying to fuck with her.
Yeah, it's loosening her up a little bit. Ironically, when I was just out of college, I was one of the high ropes facilitators. You go through all this stuff, right? But we did it in a counseling way. So it was right now we would be asking her more of that inner stuff, like what's going through your body, right? So what memory is coming up for you? Yeah. And it was because they could relate like this as a fear of control. You would be able to connect it to some other part, and it was just super neat. I believe in you, Jess! Look at the horizon and then launch the sky over again. It's even.
I know you guys want to get you start moving in here. I know you guys are encouraging here, but we gotta move.
Yeah, if you guys have not been in the command room, if you guys want to follow I went back into the classroom.
Yeah, it's not about
I
that.
was right here.
Actually, you can just.
Back to the classroom, please.
I'll follow y'all.
Okay. All right.
Hey, we gotta go for it. Sorry.
You can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Well, no, this is my job. Is to make sure that you guys get to where you go on time. All right?
So if you got any questions regarding the school, you can answer all those, and then they'll have their team lead come back down as well. The senior NCO here, they're not in this portion, but I'll hand it over to Captain Ryder if you have any questions.
Okay.
The rest of them already went.
DDay. Tell General McIntosh to go. Just tell him to go. You have a senior leader.
Yeah, he did that. He did that. We moved the majority of them over there.
I'm not correct. Well, part of the community.
Okay, there you go. That's the camera guy over there.
Oh, you got the good help.
5 out of 5.
Yeah! Woo! Ah!
Today with us, what an interesting day to try to find out what you do in your life. So it's just as unique. But I've got a video to start out that shows a little bit of our mission here at Fort Campbell and what we do, and it's 90 seconds, so hopefully we can handle that. Let's roll the video.
Board on the drop zones in Normandy. Tested in the snows of Bastogne. Proven in the jungles of Vietnam. Dominating the modern battlefield. We are the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault. And we have a rendezvous with destiny.
Okay, we will put one real busy slide up front now. And this is just to help facilitate some of the discussion we'll have. My official title is the Deputy Commanding General for Operations at the 101st Airborne Division. And what we have is our division headquarters is a 2-star, Major General David Gardner. And that headquarters is deployed right now at the southern border. They're based out of Fort Huachuca, Arizona, and received the Joint Task Force Southern Border mission. And so that's where our headquarters is. Therefore, I'm left here as the acting senior commander of Fort Campbell with the 30,000 troops that we currently have. So all brigades of the 101st are home. They're not deployed. But our headquarters is at Fort Huachuca, Arizona. They've been there almost 9 months. And they'll change out with another headquarters here in about 2 weeks, and they'll be home. So we'll then have everybody home for a bit. So that's just sort of where we are in time and space at Fort Campbell with the leadership right now. And so here on the chart, though, you'll see the map. Most of, about 2/3 of Fort Campbell is in the state of Tennessee. Some of it is in Kentucky. When you see our zip code and our address, when people write their address, it's Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And it's because the post office ended up in the Kentucky line. And though we have an added benefit of getting a lot of resources and support from the communities of Tennessee and the elected officials, as well as in Kentucky. So it's unique at Fort Campbell. I don't know of anywhere else that has that benefit, but it was smartly done in our training areas. Split Kentucky and Tennessee. It's really an ideal location for us. You can see we support over 240,000 people, and in the state of Tennessee, we've done the economic growth impact. Fort Campbell's the number 2, second only to FedEx, with a $10.1 billion annual economic impact for the state alone. And we've got a study underway right now to show us what that impact is for Kentucky. But just to give you an idea, that's a lot of employment, a lot of capabilities that reside here. Now, who's at Fort Campbell? What units are here? What organizations are here? We have 5th Special Forces Group, the Green Beret that are here. We have the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, known as the Night Stalkers. You probably saw in the State of the Union a warrant officer receiving the Medal of Honor, and that warrant officer is assigned to the Night Stalkers. And so we're happy and proud to have both of those units here, 5th Group and 160th. The other large, obviously, is the 101st Airborne Division. And you're going to see a lot of the history of all 3 of those units when you go visit the museum shortly. And so this will be a little bit of a primer for what you'll see there. Because we're real proud of it from World War II until today. And I think you'll see a lot of stuff there on this. It just opened up last week. And it took this entire installation and a lot of legacy leaders and a lot of donors to really make that happen. Not $1 of your came from the Army to build that museum. So we're real proud of it, and state-of-the-art facility too, so you'll see that. It's a city here, and I have Mike Snowden standing back there. Colonel Mike Snowden is what we call a garrison commander, and that's like the mayor. And he handles a lot of the same things a mayor might have to handle in any city. And so when it snows heavily and there's ice on the road, we've got 6 schools, we call the mayor and say, what do you think? Superintendent of schools calls and says, I think we should close the schools. The mayor says, yeah, let's close the schools, and decisions are made. So he has a significant responsibility here. I lean on him heavily, particularly to run this installation and all the things that happen with it. So pretty capable. So if you have questions about running a city like Fort Campbell, Mike has made himself available to be here as well. But I really wanted to take a minute and just interact with you and see what questions, what myths can we bust or confirm with you regarding the Army. Hopefully you got a little snapshot of Fort Campbell already today, some of our air assault school. This is one of our leadership laboratories, if you will, at Fort Campbell. This is the air assault school. You got the rappel, some of you did. The Pathfinder school is taught here. We're real proud of both of those programs, and it's part of the culture of coming to Fort Campbell. When you sign in here, we send you to the air assault school. We don't care how old you are. And I'm a perfect example of that. I signed in 2 years ago, 48 years old, and they say, guess where you're going? Get the air assault school. It's absolutely part of the culture here to come through what we like to say is the Army's hardest 11 days right here in air assault school. So you're getting a little snapshot of it, and I won't make you, although some of you can, I won't make you read this map. Anyway, I wanted to maybe pause there and see what questions you have already today, what you've seen at Fort Campbell, and if there's something that Mike and I could answer, we gladly will. Any thoughts? Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure if it's a you question or a mayor question, but can you go back to the beginning? Why did you split it onto 2 state lines? What's the history there? Like, is it just it is because it is? Or?
Yeah, Mike, do you know the history? I mean,
so originally it was Camp Campbell, and it was basically mostly in Tennessee. As the installation grew, and if you look, what's actually kind of cool about this whole entire installation is that of the over 100,000 acres that you see up there, it was actually a conglomeration of farms and farmland that were purchased over time by the government to build this installation. So it started out small, mostly around Clarksville, Tennessee, and Montgomery County, and then grew into Kentucky as it was purchased and developed. One of the things we make sure to take good care of is back in our training area, which is about the 90,000 acres that way on the installation. There's over 130 family cemeteries that are still there that we help maintain, and we allow families to come access and pay tribute to. But that's still like a linkage back to the over 80 years ago when this camp was so developed. And it's now become Fort Campbell, Kentucky, because we planted the post office on the Kentucky side. But that's how it grew. It grew out of Camp Campbell, Tennessee.
Thank you. Good question. Yeah. Yes, sir.
What's the difference between the 101st Airborne, 82nd Airborne? How many airborne are? What's the difference?
Yeah,
between all
so 101st Airborne, really the only thing that we use parachutes for in the 101st Airborne Division today is to drop cargo and resupplies. The 82nd Airborne Division also drops cargo and resupplies, but they'll drop parachutists. So they'll do a joint forcible entry with airborne troops that come in. We don't do that in the 101st anymore. And we still maintain the airborne legacy, going back to the 1940s. But we transitioned in the 60s to be an air mobile division with UH-1 helicopters. And then we transitioned to be an air assault division in the late 70s. And now here we are at 101st Airborne Division. You'll see the air assault in parentheses. Legacy Airborne, we are an air assault division. And so we do that with, we call it the vertical envelopment because the triad of vertical envelopment that resides at Fort Campbell resides nowhere else in the world, with the 5th Special Forces Group being airborne, 160 Special Operations Aviation, and all of their aviation capabilities. And we have the world's largest aviation brigade of helicopters with the 101st Airborne Division. When you put all that together, there's no greater density of rotorcraft, combat rotorcraft, and drones anywhere in the world. So, pretty proud of the air assault culture, the 82nd Airborne Division, and I've spent 7 years in the 82nd Airborne Division, and very proud to have served in that division. It's an incredible capability with their airborne operations that they do, but it is uniquely different. Both of us are light infantry, and we have the precision vertical envelopment with helicopters, and they provide the airborne envelopment by parachute. So that's the two distinctly different vertical envelopment, both of them, just different ways they get it. Yeah, great question.
So if troops do have to jump out of, because when we were looking at the Chinooks and how they're trying to people jump out, so do we work together with that in those type of scenarios where people you have to jump out of some of your aircraft?
We do. We will support airborne operations from our helicopters.
Yeah,
we sure do. Yeah, great question. Yes, sir.
When you were asking if there's any rumors that you could dispel, I'll turn it back on you. Are there rumors or like things people think about the Army that you would like to dispel?
I don't know. I think that as I'm from East Tennessee. I grew up on a farm, beef cattle and tobacco farm, and went to the college that I could afford, which was West Point, and that's how I ended up in the Army. And I think what happens a lot of times when I have conversations with folks is they are a little surprised at how educated many of our soldiers are. And from the youngest private to the oldest general, there's quite a bit of an educational background. And I was raised by educators. So it was a big deal for me to say I'm joining the Army. And by the time I was a lieutenant colonel, I had 2 master's degrees.
Mm.
So the Army and the opportunities that it offers, just in the academic sense, I think oftentimes surprises people. And I don't know that that's a myth that's out there, but I do believe that it's worth a discussion to realize the amount of effort we put toward educating the force.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Since we're talking about you now, congrats on the 1-star. What are your long-term goals? Like, are you trying to pursue further, or do you just kind of let things happen as they come?
So I'm a lot farther along than I ever thought I would be. I'll say that. I flew helicopters for 25 years before being told that I got a job at a desk after that. But so I thoroughly enjoyed that, flying helicopters for so long. My number 1 goal is to be a good dad.
Oh, you
So I have 2 boys, and one of them just graduated from high school. The youngest just graduated from high school on Friday.
Oh, congrats!
So yeah, and I think maybe that's something else that I'll just share, that all of us that have a uniform, we have a life too. We have families, we've got spouses and children, and the same sort of goals that the rest of America has. We have the same ones. We ask a little bit more sometimes of our family. You know, I've been married, it will be 24 years next month, and in 24 years we've moved 14 times.
Mm.
And so when I equate that to what my spouse had to sacrifice professionally, what my children sacrificed by attending 3 middle schools, 3 high schools, 2 different countries, 4 different states, oh yeah, that's right. You were born at Fort Bliss, I think, right?
Yeah, I've been at Fort Bliss, Fort Hood, and one in Washington State. We traveled like every 2 years.
Yeah, so you understand.
I've never, like high school and having friends, it was never a thing.
Yeah. So if the Army job ended tomorrow, I still don't change my number 1. Can I be a good dad? Can I be a good husband? That doesn't change. So we'll move again here in a month, and a new job, a new assignment, and I'll give it my best shot, and whatever happens, happens. I'm comfortable with it. Again, much further along than I ever thought I would be. I really, really am. So.
next, just real quick here. As we start to info the last individual, I'll just introduce Dr. O'Brien. He's the director of the museum itself. Again, this is a brand new museum. I'm gonna pass it over to him, and he's gonna be the one that's gonna give you that personal tour through the museum itself.
Welcome USO, and thank you for all you do. I retired from the Army as a colonel before I started doing arts and crafts stuff here. Center military history, and everywhere my wife and I and my family travel throughout the world, we look for the USO. History. Each campaign theater has common elements of design to it. There is a large tableau that's in the center. This is the iconic moment. If you remember your World War II history, the 101st jumped behind Utah Beach on the night of 6 June, morning of 6 June, and secured the landing spots for the amphibious force, in our case the 4th Infantry Division, coming ashore. So this depicts that scene, soldiers from the 101st linking up with the first amphibious tanks that came ashore. This, I believe, is the only amphibious tank that you'll see on display in the United States. The collar around it with compressed air goes up. It has propellers on the back. The tank commander would tell the driver, who couldn't see where he was going, where to go. At Utah Beach, 30 of these tanks attempted to come ashore. 29 made it. At Omaha Beach, you know, the Saving Private Ryan Beach, 30 tanks tried and only one got ashore. Now the big thing for the 101st and the 82nd, who jumped behind Utah Beach, is we so discombobulated the Germans that they could not counterattack against the amphibious forces. By 9:30 in the morning, the 101st was escorting the 4th Infantry Division ashore so they could go kill Nazis all the way to Berlin. On Omaha Beach, they were still trying to come ashore at 9:30 at night, and it was just a terrible disaster there. So vertical envelopment forces made a huge difference. So the major tableau, when you look at it, all the places where the 101st fought with a map, an explanation of the link up here at Normandy, Operation Overlord. Now behind you, you see a chronology panel, and this is for all the history geeks, for what we've done between 19... Along the east wall here are a series of exhibits that we call the alcoves, because that's what they look like. And they cover the supporting stories that go with the 101st in Europe. So this first one here is the Operation Market Garden. We jump into the Netherlands, and we pick out artifacts that go along with that, our cooperation with the Dutch underground. That little girl's dress that's there was woven together by a Dutch woman out of the fabric of parachutes. So the white parachute was the reserve chute, and the colored embroidery comes from the resupply parachute. The defense of Bastogne, where the division was surrounded for 6 days. No big thing. That was the way the soldiers were trained to fight. They were trained to jump behind enemy lines and stay until link-up occurred, which is exactly what happened at Bastogne, so we didn't jump at Bastogne. One of the most interesting artifacts in here is this little object called a Hall of Fame light. It's a directional light. Pathfinders would jump in first, and then we'll set up a jump and landing zones for the main light. And those lights shown directly up. You can see it from ground level, so they can set them in path like H and B as the arrows in the direction. That's the main one. That is a technique also the retina and the recap folding system there, finding out that the pathfinders had the recap, the retina, and they could try it in. But as we go through the rest of the campaign theater, the 101st took down Hitler's headquarters at Berchtesgaden. Some of you may have traveled to the Eagle's Nest, the tea room up in the above Berchtesgaden. All of the items in here belong to Adolf Hitler or Hermann Göring. Hitler's walking stick here with the 12 Volksmarch symbols for the 12 highest peaks in Europe. That were going to be a part of the Third Reich, but kind of lost out on that one. The cane and World War II, you can go round and round and round and spend 45 or 50 minutes just in the campaign. And then go around the corner here. Everybody gets a British license. So as I said in the introduction, the key moment that we chose for vertical envelopment warfare in the Pacific Theater was the extraordinarily successful Los Baños prisoner raid. The Japanese had deterred a lot of American citizens in the Philippines when they attacked it in 1941, to include nurses, nuns, doctors, other American citizens. 2,147 were held in this camp in Los Baños, and there was a great fear that the Japanese were going to execute them all. So a raid was put together by the 11th Airborne Division that involved an airborne assault, penetration through the enemy lines, and an amphibious assault across the Bay of Manila. All three elements hit at exactly 07 in the morning. They killed 300 Japanese guards and rescued everybody with no casualties. It was a phenomenal raid. In the Pacific Theater, there were very few C-47 aircraft there, so the 11th Airborne Division was really good and had very small airborne operations as opposed to large ones. They did one regimental size jump at Tagaytay Ridge.
Still seems like next Fort Campbell and
My wife said that when she came through the first time on the floor plan here, that it's laid out like a Midwestern city as opposed to an old medieval town.
Yeah.
So you got everything on a grid,
Yeah.
so you can go back and forth and around. Fort Campbell in the 1950s was kind of a national security state. We had a lot of atomic stuff here. Clarksville Base, which is part of the installation, was the third largest nuclear weapons storage and modification site, and we managed, they had 26 underground bunkers, and the nuclear material was protected by these great big die-vault vault doors, and you can see on the front of it, it has two combinations for the Armed Forces Special Weapons Project and for the Atomic Energy Commission. So no one agency of the government can have access to nuclear weapons without being first. The whole program is here. Testing so the Navy ran the Clarksville base. The Air Force really strange nuclear water. Fire 0.7 megas on where this is the warhead. This is the launch. This had tribute to 160th. It's remains on mission. 12 people at a time, and it's about a 5-minute delay. When you pop out on the other side, we'll have flown over the Hindu Ocean and fuel stand all the way down. Look out the back.
160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, stationed here at Fort Campbell. We are the Night Stalkers, and our mission is to organize, equip, train, resource, and employ Army Special Operations aviation forces worldwide in support of contingency missions and warfighting commanders. We are the nation's only Special Operations rotary wing aviation unit.
Today, we are infilling 10 Eagles in packs to link up and integrate with the Northern Alliance for a long-range clearing mission. Before takeoff checks, systems are all in the green, and then the left, center, and right. Flight director, you're set. Cues are valid. Track 1 minute and 15 seconds ahead. Roger. Marquee brake is set. The XTS control panel is both and auto. Total switch is locked. Crew pack, mission equipment check.
Upward 10 Eagles, ramps up at Friday.
Calling tower. Fire tower. Thunder 2-1 on Alpha Hammerhead. With information, Charlie. Request present position departure to the south. Thunder 2-1, Fire tower. Present position departure from Alpha Hammerhead is approved. Clear for takeoff. Thunder 2-1. Okay, altitude over airspeed departure. Performance status showing 85% required OTE. We'll call your power. And remember, get that power in and hold it, but don't take that front up too fast. I'm not trying to report the aircraft getting out of here. Thunder 2-1 on staff. Thunder 2-1 is departure for Bravo. En route, call the Echo, 10 Eagles in path. Thunder 2-1, Orion 8, passenger departure for Bravo, from Eagle back. Fire tower. Thunder 2-1, clear to the south. Request free change. Thunder 2-1, Fire tower, free change approved. See ya. Thunder 2-1. Valley in sight, 10 o'clock, 5 miles. Left seat, contact Valley. 3 minutes out, 3 minutes.
3 minutes out, ready.
3 minutes, we're ready. Check out those clouds up ahead, right before the valley. Yeah, I've got it on the radar. Looks like we're gonna hit the end of the cell. Must be part of those isolated thunderstorms. Make sure you guys are secured back there. This could get turbulent. That's better. Hey, I've got a vehicle that just pulled off and stopped with a technical glow. 2 miles. Left deep visual.
Left direct visual. Looks like they're getting out.
Keep an eye on them. Contact 9 o'clock. Brake right. Left right, busy. Brake right. Descending. Okay. Left side clear of hostile fire. Everybody, check yourselves in your area.
Maintenance bound normal. No codes accused.
Systems are normal on the green up here. Flight controls, still normal. Similar to that low threat assessment. Packs all good back there, Doc? Yeah, everyone's fine back here. All right, guys, 3 miles out.